But begrudgingly, 10 minutes. I don't really want to do it because he doesn't like me. I guess I don't like anybody that doesn't like me, I'll be honest. When they don't like me, I don't like them, okay? Sounds childish.
I just want to show just how much hate and anger has been cultivated throughout the Republican Party since it took on the form of Donald Trump. Lee Zeldin warms up crowds by questioning who's Jewish enough.
We want a president who ends foreign wars instead of starting new ones. We want a president who will stand up to adversaries like the Chinese Communist Party and Iran. Man, we all remember how pathetic it was to watch Josh Shapiro trying to un-Jewish himself to become Kamala Harris's VP. Pathetic.
It's clear where the former congressman gets the audacity to bark about another person's faith and identity.
If I don't win this election, and the Jewish people would really have a lot to do with that if that happens, because at 40%, that means 60% of the people are voting for the enemy.
There's people in this country that are Jewish no longer love Israel. I'll tell you, the evangelical Christians love Israel more than the Jews in this country. It used to be that Israel had absolute power over Congress, and today I think it's the exact opposite. And I think Obama and Biden did that. And yet in the election, they still get a lot of votes from Jewish people, which tells you that the Jewish people, and I've said this for a long time, the Jewish people in the United States either don't like Israel or don't care about Israel.
Any Jewish person that votes for Democrats hates their religion, they hate everything about Israel, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
And I think any Jewish people that vote for a Democrat, I think it shows either a total lack of knowledge or great disloyalty. In my opinion, you vote for a Democrat, you're being very disloyal to Jewish people, and you're being very disloyal to Israel. And only weak people would say anything other than that.
But I gave them, as Mir said, Golan Heights. I gave them the Abraham Accords, which is amazing.
If you think about it, I gave them Golan Heights. I gave them the capital of Israel, Jerusalem. I even built the embassy.
I'm the best friend they ever had. And still, in 2020, so remember, I got 25%. Now I did all of these things, and I got 29%. Think of it. So I wasn't treated right. After having done all of that, having been the best president, the greatest president by far, a poll just came out. I'm at 40%. That means you got 60% voting for somebody that hates Israel.
With all I have done for Israel, I received only 24% of the vote. But I understood that. That was in 2016.
It's only because of the Democrat hold or curse on you. You can't let this happen. 40% is not acceptable.
I happen to have a Jewish daughter. I have a Jewish son-in-law. I have 3 Jewish grandchildren. I thought I'd do much better. But I only got 24%.
Even Jewish people are protesting in these groups. They're Jewish people. People wearing yarmulkes are in these groups that are protesting with 100,000 people. So they have to change their way.
If anybody I know is Jewish and they would vote for Kamala over me, they should have their head examined.
Any Jewish person that votes for her, especially now, her or the Democrat Party, should have their head examined.
And Jewish people that go for Biden and the Democrats, they should have their head examined. Thank you very much.
His expectations of loyalty, based off of transactional politics and declarations of who hates who, is spreading to Catholics too. The reviews of my remarks were tremendous. It's sad, but not surprising, that Kamala has decided not to attend. I don't know what she has against our Catholic friends, but it must be a lot, because she certainly hasn't been very nice to them. In fact, Catholics are literally being persecuted by this administration. Any Catholic that votes for Comrade Kamala Harris should have their head examined. The language is the same. They're coming for you, and you should be loyal to me or have your head examined. Not a trace of self-reflection or desire to appeal to a group of voters, just outright expectations of being served. Another aspect of his normalization of hate is his bread and butter topic.
to inundate Pennsylvania communities, changing the character of small towns and villages all over our country and changing them forever. They will never be the same. They will never be. Do you think Springfield will ever be the same? I don't think. The fact is, and I'll say it now, you have to get them the hell out. You have to get them out. I'm sorry. To get them out. Can't have it. Can't have it. They've destroyed it. It's terrible. It's terrible to say.
Reality and truth aren't part of the discussion when hate and ignorance is the goal. So while that aspiring young Nazi chants for immigrants who are in America legally to be deported, he doesn't care that the plan is for it to be bloody. In fact, it's part of the thrill.
And you know, getting them out will be a bloody story. Should have never been allowed to come into our country. Nobody checked them. Nobody checked, were they criminals? Were they from jails?
Notice there's nothing being said about policies that'll make his voters' lives better. Everything is angry and targeted, like a list of enemies that are simply existing. Because the next group of people to hate with absolutely no facts behind it are trans folks, and yet another blatantly false accusation to justify it.
We are going to keep men out of women's sports. You saw the Olympics with the boxing, with the young, beautiful young Italian girl fighting a person who transitioned. Muhammad Ali would have been scared of this person. Transitioned, and you know the left is sort of a defensive shot, right? So, boom, he gets a left, he hits her in the face. She didn't know what the hell hit her. It's like a horse. I never saw this before. She walked back to her corner. She said, I just got hit with something. What happened? They said, give it another try. Maybe she was just lucky. Sorry. I could get in trouble for that.
Not a care in the world that the Italian girl later apologized for quitting and igniting a firestorm of life-altering harassment and death threats for a woman who had trained and competed on the biggest stage in the world. The Italian boxer, Angela Carini, was of no more use to MAGA, just like how the residents of Springfield, Ohio, are of no more use to them anymore and are left to deal with the terrorism that came with the lies. But we just move on as if none of this or so much more ever happened. This is what normalizing hate looks like, right before it transitions into that one guy that generated suddenly being the one to fix it.
I am your protector. I want to be your protector. As president, I have to be your protector. I hope you don't make too much of it. I hope the fake news doesn't go, oh, he wants to be their protector. Well, I am. As president, I have to be your protector. I will make you safe at the border, on the sidewalks of your now violent cities, in the suburbs where you are under migrant criminal siege, and with our military protecting you from foreign enemies, of which we have many today because of the incompetent leadership that we have. You will no longer be abandoned, lonely, or scared. You will no longer be in danger. You're not going to be in danger any longer. You will no longer have anxiety from all of the problems our country has today. You will be protected, and I will be your protector.
If we can't see that this is a blatantly obvious dictatorial pitch from a guy that has successfully scared this many people into being aggressively afraid of literally everything in life, only to claim that he will be your protector if you hand your rights over to him, then there's no hope here. We're supposed to forget the countless times that he disparaged, demeaned, assaulted, and mocked women, and listen to him tell us that he knows their lives much better than they do.
Women will be happy, healthy, confident, and free. You will no longer be thinking about abortion. It's all they talk about, abortion.
Yeah, we're supposed to forget that there's a sharp rise in women dying in states like Texas, who didn't get the vote of the people before they implemented extreme abortion bans based off of the protection that, again, Trump touts.
A new analysis of CDC data from the Gender Equity Policy Institute, exclusive to NBC News, reveals Texas saw a 56% rise in maternal mortality between 2019 and 2022. That's compared to an 11% uptick nationwide. Every demographic went up, but the biggest increase was among white women, up 95%. Texas passed a near-total abortion ban back in 2021. 13 other states followed suit after the Dobbs decision.
And while he says to trust his hate, his enablers celebrate his destruction.
How does that man do it? You know, we lead our lives, right, to and from work. We got stress. This guy, what he does, the energy, he is relentless. I think that is the perfect word. What a great rally tonight in Pennsylvania.